Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a rabbit hole that could flip everything we know about ancient history on its head. Picture this: the Nazca people, those ingenious desert dwellers of Peru from 1000 BC to 1100 BC to 800 CE, sharing their homeland arid deserts with a species unlike any human, beings with just 3 fingers and 3 toes. These tridactyl figures aren't just quirky design choice in their artwork. They might be evidence of real creatures immortalized throughout time in their art. And with the recent discoveries of desiccated corpses, like the one dubbed Maria, along with a flood of other 3 fingered imagery, the stakes are higher than ever. Grab your popcorn, this is going to be wild. Let's set the stage. The Nazca civilization flourished in southern Peru's coastal desert, a place so dry it preserves secrets like nowhere else. They're the best known for the Nazca Lines, massive geoglyphs etched into the earth, visible only from the sky, depicting animals, plants, and abstract shapes. But beyond those lines, their pottery, textiles, and carvings tell a story that's raising eyebrows. And it hinges on one peculiar detail: 3 fingers and toes. So check this out. This isn't just any pottery. It's a masterpiece from the Nazca, crafted with clay and painted in vibrant reds, yellows, and blacks. Look closer at the figures: warriors, deities, even birds, all sporting 3 fingers and 3 toes. Except for the monkeys, they're always portrayed as 4. And it's not random. From double spout vessels with bird motifs to textiles woven with humanoid shapes, this tridactyl pattern dominates their art. In those faces, they have elongated skulls, wide eyes, strange expressions. It's like they're staring into another world. Here's a bold hypothesis. What if the Nazcas weren't just imagining these figures? What if they were sketching real beings? Tridactyl entities that lived alongside them. Maybe traders, visitors, or even neighbors, with a biology we can't explain. This idea isn't as far fetched as it sounds, especially with new evidence that's coming to light. Let's talk about the big reveal: desiccated corpses. In 2017, a bombshell hit the archaeological world. Near the Nazca Lines, researchers, or should I say adventurers? Grave robbers, actually, unearthed mummy remains that didn't look quite human. One of them, a larger humanoid dubbed Maria, had an elongated skull, 3 fingered hands, and 3 toed feet. She stood 5 feet 6 inches tall with a powdery white coating, which was diatomaceous earth, a natural preservative. Since then, Maria has been a center of firestorm of debate, with forensic exams trying to crack her mystery. Maria has been put under microscope, literally. Since her discovery, teams of scientists from Peru to Mexico and beyond have run a battery of tests: X rays, CT scans, DNA analysis, and carbon dating have all been thrown at her to figure out what or who she is. Here's what they found out so far. First, the basics. Carbon dating places Maria at around 1750 years old, give or take 30 years, right in the middle of the Nazca period. That's not even up for debate. But her anatomy, that's where things get weird. She's got 3 fingers in each hand, 3 toes on each foot, with 5 phalanges per finger, unlike humans who have 3 per finger and 2 in the thumb. The proportions don't match the human golden ratio either. Her elongated skull, lack of ears, and massive eye sockets have experts scratching their heads. A team of doctors, including Mexican Navy forensic expert Dr. Jose Benitez and Peruvian radiologist Dr. Salas Alfaro, found no signs of surgical tampering, no cuts, sutures, or chemical alterations. In 2018, high definition CT scans confirm a metallic object in her hip, possibly an implant, described as a complex alloy that would have been tough to craft even today. More recently, in 2024, Zalis' team reported dental work in her mouth, like amalgam fillings and traces of desiccated eye muscles and an optic nerve. They even found signs of trauma, a deep cut in her pelvis, claw like lacerations, and internal bruisings, suggesting a violent death between the ages of 35 and 45. And get this, her fingerprints don't match human patterns. Former Colorado prosecutor Joshua McDowell, who examined Maria with U.S. forensic experts in 2024, noted no loops or whorls, just bizarre diagonal grooves. DNA tests are even wilder. Some claim 30% of her genetic material doesn't match any known species on Earth, though those results are hotly contested due to possible contamination. Here's the flip side, though. Not everyone's convinced. Forensic archaeologist Flavio Estrada from Peru's Institute of Legal Medicine examined other Nazca mummies and called them dolls, animal bones glued together with modern synthetic adhesives. Critics argue Maria's implants and odd features could be hoaxes, pointing to the shady track record of folks like Jaime Mousson, the UFO enthusiast behind her discovery. Mousson's been linked to debunked alien claims before, like a 2015 alien mummy that turned out to be a human child. And some CT scans of smaller Nazca mummies suggest they're fabricated from llama skulls and other animal parts. So where does that leave us? The forensic data on Maria is a mixed bag. Some say she's a genuine enigma, others a clear fake. The debate rages on, with calls for more rigorous, independent studies to settle it. But one thing's clear. Her three-finger hand tie her directly to the art we've been talking about. Let's not dismiss the art too quickly. If the three-finger motif were just a stylistic quirk, why is it so pervasive? Hundreds of artifacts, pottery from early Nazca phase around 100 BC to the late Nazca pieces by 600 AD shows this trait. The consistency suggests intent. Could the Nazca have been documenting a tridactyl species, one that left physical traces in mummies like Maria? Now here's where the plot thickens. Some skeptics double down, insisting that all Nazca art features three-fingered figures. They argue it's a cultural convention, maybe symbolic, maybe just how the Nazca like to draw. But I dug deeper, and there's a glaring exception that throws a wrench in this theory, and that's the fertility goddess. Look at these artifacts. Every depiction that I can find of the Nazca fertility goddess, often linked to agricultural and life-giving forces, they're all very round, sort of pot-shaped figures, show her with 5 fingers, not 3. Take this vessel here. Her hands hold what might be maize or a ritual object, and she's got 5 clear digits. Another textile shows her with a similar count, her form adorned with geometric patterns. If 3 fingers were just a universal style, why would the artist break that rule for her? It's a deliberate choice. This distinction is huge. The 3-fingered figures, warriors, deities, strange faces might represent a specific entity. Maybe even those tridactyl beings we're hypothesizing like Maria. But the 5-finger goddess tied to human fertility and the land's bounty could be drawn more human-like to reflect her role. It's like the Nazcas were saying, these are different kinds of beings, and the skeptics' all-style argument doesn't hold up when you see this contrast. So let's paint the picture. Imagine a tridactyl species, perhaps advanced, perhaps alien, or just a unique evolutionary offshoot we don't know about, living near the Nazca. They trade knowledge, share rituals, or simply captivate the locals, who then etch their likeness into clay and weave them into fabrics. Mummies like Maria could be the smoking gun, preserved by the desert's harsh climate, waiting for us to decode their story. Or let's consider the alternate. Maybe the 3 fingers symbolize something spiritual, 3 realms of the cosmos, perhaps. A common Andean theme. Maria and the other mummies, crafty fakes or misidentified remains, distorted by time or tampering. And those Nazca lines, made without aerial help. Or were they? What if this species, real or imagined, guided their creation? I'll be real with you. The evidence isn't airtight. Maria's forensic exams are a battleground of conflicting claims, and the art's meaning is open to interpretation. But history loves surprises. Think of the coelacanth, declared extinct until it resurfaced in 1938. Could a tridactyl species be our next big oops in science? Here's where we stand. This hypothesis is a long shot, but it's not impossible. The Nazca art, with its flood of three-fingered figures, contrasted by a five-finger fertility goddess, begs for answers. Mummies like Maria add fuel to the fire. Even if they're contested, until science digs deeper, literally and figuratively, this remains a tantalizing what if that challenges our view of the past. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If this blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more mysteries. Drop a comment below. What's your take? Tridactyl truth or artistic tale? Stay curious.